In our world, the Hittite Empire vanished more than 3,000 years ago. Its cities burned, its language forgotten, its power erased by time. But imagine a different path. What if the Hittites, masters of bronze and diplomacy, never collapsed? What if their empire endured, evolving through iron, steam, and electricity, to stand today beside modern nations? This is the story of a civilization that refused to die, and how its survival could have reshaped our world. At its height around 1300 BCE, the Hittite Empire ruled central Anatolia and reached deep into Syria. From their capital, Hattusa, the kings of the Hittites balanced war and negotiation, contending with Egypt, Babylon, and Assyria for dominance. They pioneered written law codes, forged iron before most, and left behind tablets describing the first known peace treaty, the Treaty of Kadesh, with Pharaoh Ramses II. Yet by 1200 BCE, the empire imploded. A mysterious cascade, the Bronze Age collapse, brought famine, invasion, and rebellion. Within a generation, Hattusa was in ruins, and the Hittites faded into the margins of history. But what if that chain of disasters never struck Anatolia so hard? Suppose a far-sighted king united the fracturing vassal states, reinforced food storage against drought, and repelled the sea peoples from their coasts. The Hittite heartland, instead of burning, might have become the fortress that weathered the storm which ended so many ancient powers. And with survival comes adaptation and the chance to rise anew. In this timeline, the year is 1180 BCE. King Suppiluliuma III, who in our world reigned only briefly, launches sweeping reforms. He builds fortified granaries across Anatolia, centralizes the army under royal command, and forges alliances with western city-states that in our history turned against him. When the raiders arrive, they meet not chaos but coordination. The Hittite line holds. Trade resumes, scribes record victories, and the empire begins a cautious renewal that will echo through millennia. The Iron Ascendancy by 1000 BCE. The Hittites' perfect iron smelting on an industrial scale. Where other kingdoms rebuild slowly, Anatolia surges ahead, exporting iron weapons and tools across the Mediterranean. The empire evolves into a technological hegemon, rivaling Assyria not with brutality, but with trade. The faith of storm and sun, their polytheistic faith, centered on Tarhunt, the storm god, absorbs influences from Greece and Mesopotamia, creating a tolerant pantheon. When monotheism later spreads, it finds Anatolia resistant. The Hittite worldview celebrates multiplicity, seeing divinity in natural forces. This shapes a culture both pragmatic and spiritual, one that values harmony between man, nature, and law. In counter with Greece and Rome as centuries pass, the Hittites stand as the third pillar between East and West. Greek philosophers travel to Hattusa to study metallurgy and governance. Roman diplomats later negotiate with them instead of conquering Anatolia outright. The balance of power in the Mediterranean becomes triangular: Rome, Egypt, and Hatti. The Roman expansion into Asia Minor never happens. Instead, trade routes link three great civilizations. The Hittite Renaissance. During the medieval era, the empire transforms into a constitutional monarchy. Scribes evolve into scholars, preserving not only their cuneiform texts, but foreign works as well. While Europe sinks into feudal isolation, the Hittite Academy of Hattusa translates Greek and Persian manuscripts, bridging East and West. By the 14th century, Anatolia becomes a beacon of literacy and craft, a crossroads of cultures that never closed.
Industrialization under the storm banner.
By the 1800s, the Hittite Empire, modernized, rail-linked, and bureaucratically sophisticated, spans from the Aegean to the Euphrates. Its flag, a stylized double eagle clutching lightning bolts. Instead of falling to Ottoman conquest, it becomes a rival power, negotiating its survival among European empires. Its iron heritage evolves naturally into steel and machinery. Hattusa, rebuilt in neoclassical grandeur, hosts the first Pan-Anatolian Congress on Aeronautics in 1904. The modern age of Hatti today. In the year 2025 of this alternate world, the United Kingdom of Hatti stands as a constitutional technocracy of 80 million citizens. Its cities blend ancient motifs with futuristic design, bas-reliefs of gods beside glass towers. The Hittite language, modernized with phonetic script, thrives alongside Turkish and Greek dialects. Economically, it leads in metallurgy, renewable energy, and archaeological preservation, a nation proud of being the world's oldest continuous civilization. Politically, it acts as a mediator between the European Union and the Middle East, echoing its ancient role as a bridge between cultures. Its universities teach ethical engineering, tracing their principles back to Bronze Age laws that demanded fairness even in trade. Yet not all is divine thunder. The empire's deep bureaucracy and traditional hierarchies sometimes clash with democratic reformers. In the digital era, its ancient reverence for secrecy and priestly authority sparks debate about transparency. But through every storm, the people of Hatti remember: survival is sacred. If the Hittite Empire had endured, the story of civilization itself might read differently. The Iron Age could have begun earlier, the Mediterranean balance of power more stable, and Anatolia, not Rome, might have become Europe's heart. Perhaps wars like the Crusades or World War I never occur in quite the same way. Perhaps they do, shaped by other ambitions. What endures is a lesson the real Hittites understood even in their tablets: that law and cooperation, not conquest alone, sustain empires. Their survival in this timeline is less about luck and more about adaptability, turning the fury of storms into progress. Our history forgot them, but in another world, the thunder of Tarhunt still echoes across Anatolia, reminding us that even the vanished civilizations can teach endurance to the living. Thank you for exploring this alternate timeline with ChronoShift. What other ancient empire should we reimagine next? The Carthaginians, the Song dynasty, or perhaps the Incas of a new world? Tell us below, and don't forget to subscribe for more worlds that could have been, because time is never as fixed as we think.